So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on all this stuff here, guys. This is the same things we talked about a while ago. It's a little bit about me. If you missed that, Bixby, Oklahoma, South Tulsa, South Tulsa suburb of Oklahoma. Originally from Texas, coached at Sulphur Springs and Commerce, Texas there. That's home to me. This has been foreign land, but I've been here for 11 years, going on 12 now. Really love it. Been very fortunate. Been lucky to win some games here. There's Coach Montgomery's email again and phone number. If you think you're Oklahoma guy, you're moving to Oklahoma or whatever, and you want to coach some ball, there's his contact. We're always looking for new guys. That's our mission statement. Bixby Spartan football will be respected as the very best program in Oklahoma at developing student athletes. That's like I said, we harp on that with our kids and so forth. I'm gonna pass the slide there up on the stats because we went over that a while ago. If most of you were here, but here's our contact information. Like I said, we feel we have a strong strength culture as Coach Myers, and our athletic administration has thought we did a really good job. We've done a really good job as far as programs in our school that we've gotten to hire. We're getting to hire a second a second strength and conditioning coach full time, and we've got a part time that we just hired this spring. So we're going to have 2.5 strength coaches next year. And for a school with 1,900 to 2,000 students, that's pretty good. But our admin, they do a great job. Okay, so jumping kind of right into condensed formations. This has kind of been something I saw this happening on bowl games about like 3 years ago. Everybody started kind of condensing the box and doing different things out of it. But we talked earlier about it. You saw it in the other stuff. We're a tight front, zeros and 4 eyes. Our outside backers are in the box. Every time you add somebody to the box, we're going to add somebody to the box. So if you got this look here, this is day one how we're going to look. The overhangs are going to split the difference of number 1 and number 2 on either side. And then our corner and our safety are going to play some kind of bracket. If it's a situation where we're starting to get, you're a heavy jet motion guy out of it, we can clamp the corner down, play a cover 3 concept over the top if we want to. We can just bracket it. We can, I'm trying to think of all the different things we've done. We can let the nickel play the flats in the corner and the safety play the backside if there's not a motion out of it. And we could play a normal quarters, kind of a 2 read for us concept, and so forth. So this is day one. We started talking with this formation right here and this look with our guys just the day before yesterday. So that's the look there. Kind of did this one a little bit different. I did the formation and put the plays right there with it. I had some time today to do that. Okay. And so what you get here is you got a condensed formation. 1 and 2 are the top. Outside backer here is inside shoulder of 1. Outside backer here is outside shoulder of 2 because they have they flip the guy that was on the ball and off the ball. And so what that does for us is it gives us a little bit of a heads up on, okay, now who's going to be the motion guy? If it's a motion team, and if we wanted to roll and clamp the corner down over here outside and roll the safeties over the top, that this guy knows now I can come work inside and I can be the C gap defender on that. And so this is day one, kind of how we look at it. What you'll see here is a lot of teams have done this and have started trying to get outside the box on us. We kind of stem the front here a little bit. If I want to force those guys into running in tackle to tackle, we'll get into 505. We'll get into Okie front for us. And so this guy will be a 5 technique, head up nose, 5 technique on this side. And so then what we're trying to do is force you to run inside the tackles where we know give you kind of hopefully make you one-dimensional. Okay. So these guys outside backer wise, they pretty much have a run-only mentality in this. The only thing they got to worry about is a back motioning out or any kind of craziness right there. Really like right here, a 5 technique, putting his hands on tackle and just swashing him down, completely opening it up for everybody else, right? Okay, So we get a pull here by the backside. Or, no, I'm sorry, that's not a pull. That's a the inside receiver. Inside receiver coming here. Okay. And so what we really need this outside backer to do, though, is to see this guy right here, because he's got to take some speed off this guy that's coming across the formation and slow him down so that the safety that's coming from the backside with him has time to carry him to the flats. Okay. If we started getting a lot of this stuff like this where they're flooding the field, let me go ahead and give you a wider angle maybe here, and you can see that. Hopefully it doesn't go to cogwheel of death on us here. Okay, they're trying to flood the field here. They're going to run some kind of K route here, flood the field, run a drag from the backside. The backside guy's going to push to the flats. If this team does this a lot, we'd tell him, hey, you're gonna reroute, and then you're gonna push to the flats, right? But it depends obviously on that, on down and distance and so forth. But here, obviously, he's hot off the edge. We're probably trying to put pressure on him. It's 3rd and 8, so we're trying to get to him before he can get a pass off. And if that happens, then this guy here has got to push. Okay, we're a little too flat here. But this safety here's got to push and go with this. And if this guy's attacking, then the inside backer is going to replace him in some form or fashion. So, like I said, this is kind of our day one, first game of the year. We're going to look like this. Okay, so talked about this play actually, I think earlier. For this team we're playing here, okay, number 9 over here is their go cat, their dude, their go daddy, their cat, their dude, right? And so we know that this guy here's motion is going to probably not be a jet sweep, okay? Or he's not this. If they were going to run jet sweep, usually it was going to be with this guy, and so this guy would need to be wider, all right? But this one isn't so, and it kind of depends also on what these two's alignment is. If they're in here tighter, then he's automatically going to go outside. Okay, so the tighter they are, the wider he's going to get. Okay, and when it gets to a condensed set like this. Sorry, I was going to get to the end zone here so you can see it. Okay, beats that play. We kind of saw that play a while ago when we're talking about gap scheme stuff and so forth. Okay. Game plan wise with these guys, we knew 23 out here is their dude, right? And a lot of teams that you play, you'll be able to tell, and it's not all the time. These guys weren't that way all the time either, but they put their dude off the line, then obviously that was the guy that were going to try to get the ball, okay? So what we don't do a very good job of here is we've got to decide, are we going to be inside or are we going to be outside? Right now, they've made the decision, and our guys get way too much freedom, I'll be honest with you. We give them a lot of freedom. We would rather him line up head up on this number 2 receiver and then play the C gap from there, because we want this guy, if he's going to block down, we want our safety to be able to see it so that he can replace off of it, right? And so he's honestly a little bit too tight. I'd rather have him out here like this number 40 here, a little younger guy. If he could get there and come inside shoulder that guy and get this guy's block there, that would be better for us. Okay, so we get this motion across now. Our back end does all of our movement. Like I said earlier, hopefully our front 7, they don't move, right? They don't take the eye candy. All that doesn't matter. These guys are our adjusters back here. These 2 in the box, you're playing the box, okay? This guy might need to be an adjuster if it's a game plan situation. Right here, we don't have to worry about it, okay? He gets high hat, though. He pushes out, okay? And on this game, all right, because of what they were doing most of the time, we clamped the corner down for their RPO look into the boundary, which they liked. We let this guy play over the top, and we played a cover 3 concept out of this. The thing I don't like is 26 here. He doesn't have to push with that guy. He needs to alert our outside backer. Our outside backer needs to come take that guy. So completion there for them. Luckily, we get him out of bounds, doesn't get a first down. We get to play another down here in hopes of getting off the field. All right. So This one here isn't a condensed set as such, but we know now it is for us the way what we do. Okay, because they're reducing their splits for a reason, and so we've got to decide as a staff what is the reason they're doing this with this formation. Okay, we know kind of game planning these guys in this game. When they condense their formation, they like to motion this guy across, and then they're going to try to run a double post, some kind of route, wheel this guy, and their dude is going to come across the formation here. Okay. And so we coach this up. I'll be honest with you. We beat this one over the head quite a bit in practice. And our outside backer has to know now I'm going to push. And so they ran a lot of gel, quick game screens in the boundary. And so for this game, we clamp the corner down. He works the inside part of number one because he is now the flat defender. This guy's going to push over the top for the wheel route. This guy's working over here to him. And then when he goes across the formation, he's also going to close the field here and not cover grass. We try to get those guys to not cover grass. And so you can see we kind of pick that up. They're looking for this play here. That's their go-to, in my opinion. They're looking for that guy coming across the formation. And when we have it, we're able to get into it and make a play there. Okay. This here was a state championship game. We played these guys week 1 of the season, or 0 week or something like that. Okay, so now here's the other look we talked about here. As these guys start to getting closer to the box, the nickel can work outside of this guy. Pre-game wise, we'll tell them, hey, how many yards do we give him from this point to this point before he's inside or outside. This guy here needs to be a little bit wider. When you don't have a GA, you're like me. I screwed up, right? He should be inside the one here, playing this guy, or outside. But I wanted to show you that we on paper here, kind of what it looks like. And so a little closer look here. This is the same team you just saw, but this is the first game of the season, and we are outside leverage on number one there. Okay, with a 5 technique here. This is his first game with us. He got to us in January last spring. He needs to be outside right here. Okay, this is, like I said, this is his first game in this defense, and so I would like for him to be outside of 1. Now, I will tell you though is this is the same team, but this game they had this cat here. Okay, going to Alabama. This is one of the best receivers and dudes I've played against in my coaching career. He's a machine. So they're going to try to get the ball to him. So he probably looks at it and goes, "Hey, he's to my side. I'm going to be inside." Our front stems back into a tight front, and then this guy knows I've got to be here. Okay, if he blocks out, I got to be inside this guy. And then the corner knows I can come fit. Safety's going to come fit. We're running from the backside, and we got to rally to the party, right? And so I'll go back to the beginning, let it play through. Luckily, we're able to split it, okay, and make a play and get him on the ground. All right, same thing here. Kind of looking at it, alignment-wise, we're not great here, right? We need him to be sitting right here. We need him to be sitting right here. If Seven's to his side right here, and we know he's a guy, then yeah, he can be in here. But he's way too deep, and I know he's not but 1.5 yards off the line, but he's too deep in this kind of formation for what we want. Okay, we added on with our overhang here. So when we added on with our overhang, then this inside backer knows he's got to carry the last thing out when he gets across the face. Anything that crosses his face, he's got to carry it. Good job by our play side inside backer over here communicating it. He gives him the in call, in points. He's able to pick it up. We're able to get there and get a tackle. It's a completion, but it's not the fastest guy. One of the fastest guys on their team in this game. They're probably second fastest catching the ball and getting down the sideline on us. So good job by the inside backer there pushing. I would like for 22. Looks like we may have had a twist here on where we were trying to twist this guy out, trying to get this guy to work back underneath on the slide side. This would be the man side probably over here and get that look, but we didn't get it. So there's first game of the year. Going to give them a little bit of grace. We're able to pick the wheel up out of the backfield because the radical across there by 21. Our corner is able to pick up the wheel out of the backfield as we pass things off across the formation. Okay, we've coached it up a little bit better here. Outside backers are both outside leverage of the number one receiver. I'd like for him to come on up on the line. This kid here was a sophomore last year, and so he needs to come on up on the line. This kid here could even come on up on the line because I want this guy to block out, and I want these guys to see it. I want this guy to block out and to see it. If they're not going to see, if they can't see, if there's any indiscretion or if he doesn't know, then they can't react and fit. Everything we do on defense is a reaction to what the offense does anyway. Stem to the front, tight front from the Okie. I'll go to the wide here so you can kind of see the look. Passes everything off, corner and out to the field. He's able to push and get depth. Doesn't get past the numbers. Our rule for him is not pass the numbers. This guy here needs to keep working and not cover grass. He's working to here. These guys here, dual threat quarterback, kid like to run, so his eyes are here. As soon as he brings it down, he's able to come downhill and get on it. He needs to get up there and get in that guy's hip so that doesn't happen there, right? Get a explosive play on us. Okay. Later in the game here, personnel's changed a little bit for them. 7 got injured and went out. 40 needs our freshman here on the bottom down here jumps underneath. He can't do that, right? We got to set the edge outside, stay outside, and let all that stuff pass out to us. We're going. This team loves the wheel, right? Okay, so we get a radical now, get a mesh in the middle. They're going to try to wheel him and get him the ball across the formation. Same play we saw them do in the state championship game later on that earlier in the film. Trying to get him the ball across the formation, and these guys here communicate this, pass this off. Safety's going to push across it. Would love for our inside backer to be in on that party, right? We'd love for this inside backer to push and not chase that. He doesn't have that. He needs to push to this flat defender here, okay? Luckily, get into a 4th down situation, got a chance to get off the field. Okay. A little different team, lot of the same looks here, though. We talked about some false pull stuff earlier with these guys. They're going to pull a guy here and try to run the quarterback to the backside. Doesn't pan out for him on this play, but he does a really good job of running this game play later in the year. I think the stumble got him. Outside backer right here is outside. Okay, so as soon as this block here happens, this corner has to fit. This guy right here, he's playing the release of 32. Okay, so this is one of those things you got to decide: does playing outside help you or hurt you? Okay, for us, playing outside probably hurt us. We probably should have this nickel linebacker. Hindsight, after doing some self scout after this game, because we knew we were going to get this team possibly in the playoffs. We don't have a ton of schools here in our biggest classification. We knew we might get these guys in the playoffs, so self scouting ourselves was very important. And so we probably should have this guy here so that he has to think, I need to block, and so this safety can fit, and we don't open the gates right here, because when he releases, it looks like it's a pass. And so our safety has to cover him. Okay. We would love for the inside backers to read, primary to secondary here. Okay. He tempos the back. Okay. Tempos the back here, and then maybe able to rock back to the ball carrier here after he sees an empty hand. But luckily we get a stumble and we're able to get on a play there. So, okay. Another team here, really condensed here. All right. We got pressure on this one. The outside backers are just straight up blitzing on this one. Outside leverage. Okay. It's the red zone team. This team's a heavier pass team than they are run. And so we're trying to get pressure on them now, and we're able to get home and be great if we were able to get on the fumble there. Work some more turnover circuit, but we don't. Okay, so some 3-by-1 looks. All right, there's probably here they are. Okay, so This is one look we get where there's a guy on the line of scrimmage, two guys here. For us, we've got to look at this personnel and say, okay, is this guy a fullback? Is he a sniffer? Is he off a yo tight end? Or is he a receiver? Okay. Same thing with these two guys. Is this a tight end right here that they're using to block? Right? They want to block and get outside with, or is it a number one receiver that they just condensed the formation with? Okay. Another look we see from several of our schools over here is this bunch attached look here. Okay. And so we have multiple ways we'll play this. We'll play the normal box setup where this guy's got the first flat. He's here. This safety here is going to poach the third to the third person vertical, or if this guy's across the formation, he'll work back with him. It just kind of depends. What are you trying to do offensively is going to determine which one of the looks we give you on this. One way we'll also do is we'll clamp the corner here and just play thirds with these guys. That's not a good look, obviously, if you're trying to split flow, run some kind of split zone action with the running back there. If you're trying to work the front side over here, then I can do that. If you're trying to work some kind of counter scheme, that's not a favorable way to play the bunch attached set there. Okay, or we have several teams have done this to us, a true empty set. In this one, we're going to also look at which one of these guys is the back. Did they sub him out? Is he still in the game? Are they only doing this to run the quarterback? What is the game plan wise? What are we going to do or what are they trying to do that we need to stop? And so, but odds are we're going to split 1-2 like we have been doing, split 1-2, and then this guy here we're going to play off of him with whatever our coverage call is, cover 3 concept. Sometimes it just depends. We may lock this interior guy with these two. Just kind of depends on what they're doing to us. Okay. So if we get the bunch look just like normal, it's the same thing. So if he was back here, this would be our look. But when he comes out here, if that's the back, then this is a look we can give you too. Okay, we can quarter it out if it's a long yard situation. If they're trying to do some kind of crazy burst, something here or whatever, then we can always quarter it out if we want to play safe and live to die another down, whatever that looks like. All right, so look here. Don't get the beginning of the play, but what you don't notice, and we talked about this, I think, in the other set a while ago, is we got a number 1 receiver, number 2 receivers covered up. We got a yo tight end, sniffer tight end right here. The number 1 receiver on this side is off the line of scrimmage, so we know that this guy is either, if he's going this way, obviously he's going in motion, and so now we got to lever the box here, and we got to fit our box backside here. He's got to work cloudy to clear. If these guys are pullers, then our inside backers have got to work back to this side. Okay. All right. From the end zone angle, what you'll notice is our inside backer on the front side right here kind of gets his eyes dirty a little bit. Okay. He works to his right a step or two. Luckily, then he's able to get over the top and work to the right side over here. Okay. Our outside backer here on the front side, our nickel, he's trying to split these two guys. This guy's going to work out here for contain. This guy's going to work back over here. This guy's coming also. This guy's going to stay backside. This corner's going to stay backside because he is a lever player on the kick, off the kick here. He is the lever player on the swab guy, right? So this guy would be here. The inside backer here should be a secondary fitter on the backside over here. I know it's a gap scheme stuff, but kind of how we fit. Outside backers got to be physical, got to play off, got to run the football. Okay. On this, when they start doing these kinds of things, I tell them, guys, we got to rally and survive, right? Rally and survive. Be physical with your hands, set edges, punch, get vertical. Okay. Punch, get vertical. The problem we run into a little bit here is right here. He gets a down block by his primary read. The safety does. Okay, his primary read over here on this side is this guy. He gets a down block, so he starts thinking something's going on this way, when in all reality, it's just smoke and mirrors for the jet sweep that's going over the field. Like I said, Coach Woods did a great job scheming us on some of this stuff, and we had to go to the drawing board a little bit. Caught these guys first round of the playoffs, so we had to do some stuff there. Same formation, same look. jet motions away, need to set the edge, lever spiel. Okay, we tell this guy, this outside backer, off the line of scrimmage, we got to communicate eligible, ineligible. He knows right now this guy goes in motion, I'm free reign, I can go. There's nothing holding on to hold me back. Okay, he doesn't have the split flow action of this guy. Any of these guys coming back across the formation, we're going to tell our corner he's got to pick that up because he has no other work to handle. Get the S counter guy, trying to get that same vertical push, right? We want to get vertical push right here in the middle, trying to knock off pullers if we can, or make them at least bubble. Make it at least bubble. Right. We've seen a few of these. So this one here, they got an inline tight end. Same thing though, he's covered up. And so not eligible to go out for a pass. That tells for us that this outside backer, he's got to be a in the box player, and we got to rally to everything else. Okay. Like I said earlier, he goes in motion. This guy knows as soon as he sees empty hand, he can chase it down. These guys got to slow him down, and the corner does a good job there. Let's look at it from the end zone. Corner does a good job of coming in a little bit there. He needs to be more physical and punch with his hands and get outside. He should be outside of that number 22. I can't get a good angle there. Sorry. He should be outside 22, and then everybody else can fit inside out. Somebody's got to set the edge, right? All those guys jumping inside there, those younger guys, later in the game here, need to stay outside that fit. Okay. Now, there's multiple ways we can call this. You can call this the bunch. Okay. We probably didn't though, because we knew that this guy right here was an yo tight end and for these guys. And so we're expecting either a split flow or a counter back to the other side. Pre-snap reads, this guy right here is thinking this is counter to me, counter at me. I'm going to get ready to set the edge. He's expecting this guy to pull kick, this guy to swab. That's his thought process. If the guy's at me, then I'm thinking I'm the quarterback player on some kind of craziness on that. Okay, so you got split flow. He should lever that guy. He can't let this guy go across his face right there. We'll get a closer look right here. 22 should be outside leverage on this guy. He should take the speed off this guy so that the safety coming from across the formation has time to get there. And then I'm outside upfield shoulder of the deepest man, and I can be able to make the play on the quarterback. Okay. Go to the wide view here for the backside of the formation. Okay. Outside backer on this side is supposed to split these guys first out. The corner takes him. This guy here, as he runs this drag, this safety here should come as this safety's chasing the missed tight end, whatever y'all call that, coming from the backside. Okay. All right, here we go. Similar look. Okay, but they got a sniffer. Okay. And so he's got to decide, am I inside, outside? What's the game plan? What's it look like? Like I said, this is the team we've been seeing earlier. And we know that this guy right here is the stretch threat. And so he should have been outside, right? 22 should have been out here, outside 13 because the stretch threat is here. They started doing a really good job of some insert zone stuff with this guy, this sniffer here, on our interior guys, because we started getting these guys outside so much though. So we had to kind of do some work on that. You get a sniffer counter look with a reverse. Okay. So outside backer is going to chase, should be outside 22, probably a flea flicker if I remember. Yeah. Or a double pass. They're trying to get 9, the ball out here off the wheel off of it. But we have our guys there. We'll go to the wide angle here so you can see it. The guy that busts here for us is our safety. And you can tell why. Where are his eyes? His eyes are in the backfield. His eyes should have been on the release of this guy right here. Because corners here, his eyes are on the safety. As soon as this guy here comes across the formation, these guys have got to communicate. The reason I said they've got to is they're veterans. I expected them to communicate this. Anytime we got any crazy stuff in the back end with these guys were told to pass it off. And so the safety should have went eyes to 1. and covered that guy there. But I don't think that was who they're trying to get the ball to. They're probably trying to get the ball to number 9 here. We're able to cover him up, get a turnover, and get the ball to the offense. Anytime our offense has the ball in their hand, there's usually good things that happen. I know if you guys are like me, your offense scoring a lot of points puts a lot of stress on teams, and so it gets them in situations that they aren't normally used to being in. Gets the snowball on them pretty fast, and it helps us out so much for our guys to put that stress on them. Okay. Now, somewhat of a condensed formation, especially for these guys. Okay. But we know that these guys are putting this young man right here, this number 2 receiver, where they're trying to put him into a situation where they can get him the ball a lot of times, and they're going to try to drag us out of the play with the overhang. So our call for these guys is a man-free concept. We knew that these guys were going to max protect with the safety here, and so we were going to poach this guy or rob this guy here with the number 2. Not good that he fell down, right? That's not what it looks like on paper. This corner here should be inside leverage. He thinks that they're in a different coverage. He thinks they're running a palms concept right here, and he busted the call. It's right here on his side. It's a bust. It's a bust by him. Outside backer held that guy over the top. Luckily, that kid comes from across the formation at the one high safety look, man free, and is able to get a pick. We're able to get the ball again to our offense. A lot of that stuff is game plan stuff, knowing what 33 is going to do. Sorry about the smoke over here. This was a pink out night, and they did smoke bomb or something over here. It looked kind of cool, though. Looked like they were out there fighting on the battlefield or something, So this game, okay, on this game, what we did was we told the outside backer to put up. We weren't too worried about the interior 2 right here releasing, and so we told them to be as physical as possible. And anything else that played out, we were going to come and rally with our corner and our safety over the top. So he's able to be physical there. He's able to come down, and we got to do a better job right there of our vice tackle. This was one that we actually used this in our tackle drill clinic video that we did for our guys. He should work outside shoulder, near foot, near hip, working out here. This inside safety should be coming down here. He should be working inside hip. Right, and then we got a vice tackle on these guys, like everybody does, but it doesn't happen. Luckily, defensive linemen come in and clear it up, but our safety shouldn't work that hard and not get paid right there and get in on that tackle. Okay, so here's the bunch look again. Talked about this with these guys earlier. We've played these guys twice. Actually, we played these guys. We played these guys twice. We played them 3 weeks prior to this, week 10. So we got them week 10, then we caught them again in the semifinal game. But we know that in this formation, they like to motion him across. They like to orbit motion with the outside receiver here, number 4. And so, like I told you earlier, our adjusters off this tight end over motion is with our back end. No one else should be moving. Okay, but as soon as he orbits, okay, like most all people do, they pass this off. His eyes come to the orbit motion guy. His eyes come over here to the 33. The corner now has got to fit C7. One of the things that they really wanted to do against us, and then they wanted to run him back at our corner. And then if you get on YouTube, the full game's on there, or ESPN. I recorded it. Hadn't been able to watch it yet because I gave up 38 points. Offense scores 35. I feel we should win. We should be able to get a stop for a win. We didn't. We weren't able to get it done. You see a good job right here. Our outside backer squeezing this guy, hands on. And we tell these guys, this is a hard one for these guys. If he's that flat, just be physical as you can right through his chest. He's supposed to spill that guy, but if he's that flat to the line of scrimmage, okay, just be as physical as you can, and be violent. And so when he blocks down, the corner sees it cloudy. Okay, so he's slow. This safety here should be reading the split flow of 33 and working over the top. He gets down in there, almost gets his eyes dirty. still gets out there and gets him to the sideline, and we're able to get off the field there. Like I said, it's a lot going on in that play, and they do a lot out of it. Similar play, same motion, same orbit. Okay, this time they're running a flood concept to the field, I think. I need to get to the empty stuff. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to take the bait, right? This safety here doesn't need to go down and jump this guy right now. He needs to stay in the window. All right. We want to force the long arm. As soon as we see long arm separation from the quarterback, ball in hand and separation, then he can drive this flat route. But we know that this guy's trying to get to that. Okay. They're trying to get to that guy there. Okay. Flood. Okay, so let's get to some empty stuff. Okay. So burst on empty. We're going to go into every game. Okay. I'm sorry to kind of change gears, but I want to hit some of this stuff before we run out of time and give you guys time for questions still. Okay. Our defense is going to have a hot check, which is a pressure, a cold check, which is a safe call, and then a warm call that we're going to run every game. We're going to tell them this is your hot, this is your cold, this is your warm. Hot, obviously, we're bringing a lot of heat, playing zero. Our warm call is probably a soft call, trying to let you have the underneath stuff and rally to it. Warm call, we're going to try to bluff, bring your pressure from one side, roll the coverage back the other way, whatever that may be. This one here, soon as he motions out, okay, into this empty set, our guys know, okay, what we're about to do. And so when they motion back, that completely changes us back to a normal 2x2 10 personnel set. And that's the reason I put this on here, because we get a lot of this lining up in the empty set, motion a dude back in the backfield. In this situation here, it was our cat. And then they're trying to get him the ball and get us into a softer coverage that we've been giving these guys on a long yardage 2nd and 10 situation. So that's the reason I put that one in there. Not truly an empty call, but we had an empty check on. Okay. Now we get a ton of this. Okay. And so there's multiple ways we'll try to do this. Our back motions. So what we found that is our boundary side outside backer is a bigger, more physical type guy. Right. And so teams would motion the back out. Our outside backer would go to cover it. And then he's running down the field, and our outside backer can't run with him, and they're scoring touchdowns, right? So we changed this up. Our corner on this, the way we played these guys is our corner took it. Okay, we locked the tight end with either the outside backer or the inside backer, depending on what who it was that week. You can tell he's communicating it right now. Okay, now in this situation here, he does a good job of falling off late, but he needs to reroute and pass that sooner. So if we get quarterback run game, these guys did a dual quarterback system. So we kind of knew this guy here wasn't going to run the ball as much. And so we were able to communicate that. But what this really does for us is it allows us to play our whatever trips coverage we want to the front side and not let them determine and get us out of our trips check. And so what we're playing over here is we're just playing our typical man-on-one, palms on 2 and 3 concept. Okay. Now, what I don't like here is this guy here. We know this kid right here, this little slot receiver is a scat guy. He's super fast. They wanted to get the ball to him in a lot of different ways, and especially on 3rd down, right? And they love tunnels. And so we would really like for him to see when this guy here bubbles here and this guy's vertical, his eyes should go to this guy and he should carry. And then this guy should be setting the edge if it was bubble, the way we play it, as everybody else might. So I'm sure they're going to come back to that, right? We have to see that on our Sky Coach film and get those guys to cover their guy. The tunnel has to be taken care of by our overhang who pushes and works for width with the bubble, and our interior guys who are working to in this situation, because the inside backer here doesn't have a running back threat. So he can work now to the inside receiver. So motion to empty, running a tunnel there. That's good stuff by those guys. Okay. On this play here, They lined up. Go back over here. They lined up in an up formation, so it's a quads look. Okay, so you got number 1, number 2's covered up, 3, 4 here, and this is their dude right here. Okay, this is the Alabama commit right here. So we knew they're back. He's back here to get the ball somehow. So this guy over here knows right now I'm getting something run at me. I got to make the play. Okay, these guys over here have to do a better job of communicating and getting us in the favorable set that we want to be in because of what we are. So here you can see them communicating. They roll the corner, the safety down. He splits those guys. Outside backer here is not good. Okay, our outside backer here should not be backpedaling. He needs to stay out here, and he needs to fit now in between 3 and 4. So we got to play in cover 3 over here to this quads up look, because we also know that a 3 vertical is all the best they can give us because this guy here is uncovered or is covered up. I'm sorry, he's ineligible. Trying to teach the kids who's ineligible and who's eligible is good stuff, but there are times where the referees. We had this team here, or one, I can't remember. I think it's this team. They covered a guy, but then ran the bubble. And we tell our guys, you got to treat those guys sometimes like they're eligible. Okay, so here we are. We're playing what we call white coverage. Okay, and so if you get into empty and your running back is in the empty set, there's a good chance that we're going to play our white coverage, okay, or a lock coverage, depending on whatever we determine for it to be. And we're going to say, okay, outside backer to that side, you're going to take that running back, because we feel in a lot of situations or in certain situations that our overhangs can run with that guy, and we have 2 in here against these guys who are empty heavy motion quads team that we need to have more speed on the field. Probably should have went to our 3 safety stuff a little bit more after all. Okay, here I'm firing linebackers, right? Backers are blitzers inside interior trying to get pressure to take away. So you see to the field up here, the overhang's got the running back here as he flares or bubbles out. And then we're playing whatever coverage we have with the rest of those guys there. So this is a big look for us, a way we try to do that. Same thing here. We're able to play coverage with our guys that we want to play coverage with because we're going to lock the tight end here. This is probably, this is so if we're hot here, okay, we got our all out coming, playing zero. This is one of the looks we'll give them. And we change what this looks like for them. As soon as we get the call in, he's got to get everybody lined up. We're trying to play, and we do this a lot of different ways. He's going to be a contained player, and he could drop. He's going to twist off of him. He's going to come across, and he can come off the edge. If we're playing zero blitz on this one, there's lots of different ways these guys will pass this stuff off and twist these guys off. Send pressure and drop this guy, whatever whatever we feel game plan wise is good for us. This one right here looks like we're gonna bring it. And so if we bring it right here, we know that and for us, this guy's going to come underneath. This guy here could be flat upfield shoulder of the quarterback. If we're bringing 6, they're only blocking 5. We got to have a chance we got to be able to get there. Okay, if you're unblocked, you got to make a play. We also got the defensive backs got to realize, okay, it's 1st and 10 here. We're heating them up, but the ball's going to come out quick, right? And so anything vertical, we're hoping to get them to overthrow it like they did there. Get the quarterback maybe to throw off his back foot. Don't have to hit home every time, right? Same pressure here. I need to do a better job personally. If you're if I'm looking at this, I need to do a better job because twice now we've ran the same one and the Mike linebacker hadn't been able to hit. I need to find a way to mix it up and get a different look for those guys. Another one there. Try to get to the next one here. 2. Sorry, trying to get to some. So right here, one thing here, when I want to bring another pressure guy here and we're playing our lock coverage, the inside backer here, we'll plus him out, take his gap responsibilities away from him, and he'll take this guy so I can get edge pressure, so I can bring the guys I want to bring sometimes. This is a young inside backer here for us, but he did a really good job of stepping up in during the season when we had an injury for some other guys. Get to some quads here real fast. Sorry. All right, so I think I have that many on there. Put too many of those empties on there. All right, here we go. So we get quads here. There's lots of ways we can do this, okay? Anytime we get 10P quads is what we call it. You get 10 personnel back in the backfield quads, somebody's ineligible. We can play either any kind of cover 3 concept. We can, depending on who he's covering up, who's he covering up. So in this situation, we played outside leverage on this guy here, knowing that we're playing bubble with him, and then he's going to sink, and we're going to play cover 3 off this with these guys. And this corner on the backside was going to work the third vertical with this guy. And if the back was to work out, the outside backer was going to carry him for us this week. So here we are. This guy should be ineligible. Yeah, this is what I was telling you about. They still threw in the bubble. Should be illegal play. But we tell these guys, play it like he's eligible. Don't ever abandon it, because everybody makes mistakes, right? We can get mad all we want to, but he shouldn't be taking off running down the middle of the field. He should be playing this flat defender over here. Luckily, our outside backer, he's pushing 3-2. Okay, he pushes 3. All right, this was the new number 2, and he rallies over there and makes a tackle on the guy who shouldn't have been in catching a ball to begin with, but he did, right? All right. Whoa. Okay. Another empty look here. We're just playing quarters. Playing soft. This is later in the game. We're trying to keep the ball in front of us. Holy moly, what just happened? Okay. Another quads, 2 up, 10 personnel. So now he can play the bubble. We get lucky on this one. He jumps it. He gets really lucky also that this guy was following him, because he picks it off and then he drops it. Luckily, our outside backer was trying to lead him in the end zone, which is always good. This cat right here, he escorted about 7 to 10 people in the end zone last year. And so he gets rewarded there when 8 drops it there. And doesn't matter. I'm buying an omelet for one of the 2 of them, right? Okay, so now we got an ace empty look, or a king empty look for us. You got an inline tight end here. So we got to be sound in the run game still, because you got 11 personnel backfield, but you got an eligible receiver right here. These guys have got to communicate and know. And this week it looks like we were playing a cover 3 concept still. Safety's going to be the flat defender, lining up and bursting out on that one. Okay, this one here, we got ace, okay, ace empty, so you got 2 inline tight ends. And so what we will do here is we're going to lock one of these guys, and then we had our motion check. So on the motion check, they communicate here. You can see the corner comes down and plays a cloud technique here. We got thirds over the top here, so we're able to get different looks. A lot of it's for us. It's either a 0. We'll play our cover 3 concept and man the back or one of our guys, and then we will also give them some normal quarter stuff. So that's a lot there, but that kind of gets me to 10 minutes for some questions. If any of you guys have questions, this again, this is our my email address. Feel free to contact me, email me. Any of our staff, we would love to talk with you guys if you have anything after the fact.
Great stuff, Coach. Appreciate you. All righty, coaches. Well, in the remaining time that we do have, this would be the chance for you to get any questions answered if you want to send those in. you can do so via the Q&A section there on Zoom. And then make sure you note Coach's email. Both of these sessions from tonight will be up on Glacier Drive tomorrow. So you can always rewatch if you missed that first session. It will be live tomorrow. But any questions? All right. Well, I'm not seeing any questions. So we can wrap it up here. But Coach Flowers, thanks again. Glacier appreciates you. And then we also appreciate the coaches that were in attendance tonight. Thank you guys for making the time and taking time out of y'all's schedule as well to come and expand your knowledge. And then for Coach Flowers on sharing what he's got. So we'll definitely keep in touch, Coach. Look forward to working with you in the future. And yeah, we'll just end it there. So thanks, Coach. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week with a couple more Drive Live events. So y'all have a good night. Stay safe out there. Night, Coach.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.